Finally, an easy way to get by in Spanish, and you only need 138 words. From Marcus Santamaria comes a Spanish course that is ideal for anyone from 30 to 96 years of age who wants to quickly and easily get by in real-life Spanish to speak with their amigos. Dear soon-to-be Spanish speaker, would you like to speak Spanish that could impress a native speaker? Want the words to freely flow from your tongue instead of sounding like a slowed-down, broken record because you're constantly grasping for the correct grammar in your head? Enough! The traditional way of teaching Spanish doesn't work for most people, especially if you're not in grade school or college anymore. Even if you've tried to learn a language before and failed, now you can learn real-world Spanish quickly and easily. I am a language teacher, and after years of using methods that just don't cut it, I have finally developed a course, Synergy Spanish, that really works for the rest of us. If you want to know my motivation, read the About Me in the side panel. And here's the best part, all you need to do is learn 138 words, more about this later. It will work for you if you've never spoken a word of Spanish. After endless courses and months or even years of study, you still can't string a Spanish sentence together without a struggle. You need to learn the language quickly. You are over 40 and learning isn't as easy as it used to be. You don't want to spend countless hours worrying about grammar or sentence structure. Spanish has been difficult for you in the past. You don't have a lot of time to devote to lessons. Now you can get by in Spanish with just 138 words. It's crazy. So many people who want to speak Spanish end up not being able to speak at all. Yet, I have used my knowledge of languages to develop a simple formula that virtually assures your success. All you need to do is learn just 138 words. Then, I'll show you how to use them so effectively that native Spanish speakers will be amazed at how easily you express yourself in their language. Yes, I know it sounds incredible, maybe even too good to be true. Just look at all of the unsolicited testimonials on this page to see that it works. Yet, when you experience the power of using patterns to multiply Spanish, you'll know for sure that speaking Spanish is easily within your reach. Once you've tried this approach, you'll wonder, why haven't I been shown this before? When you know the formula, it's a piece of cake to make thousands of Spanish phrases from that small list of just 138 words. The secret lies in a simple method of combining Spanish words. A method that is very straightforward. In fact, with just a little effort you can go through the entire system in as little as 12 hours. It doesn't matter how old you are, or what experience you have had with Spanish, now communicating in Spanish is possible for everyone. Speak Spanish that will impress the locals, even if you feel like you've had a mental block with learning Spanish before. Avoid the traps that stop most people from finally speaking Spanish. Feel comfortable and be ready for real-world Spanish conversations, in as little as 12 hours, much less time and effort than other courses. Learn how to connect with locals if you live in a Spanish-speaking country or a Latino community in the US. Converse with your Spanish-speaking coworkers and neighbors. Travel to exotic Latin America, the Caribbean and Spain, and experience the real flavor of the local culture. Teach your children or grandchildren to speak Spanish. Learn just a handful of words and enhance your travel experiences. You know, travel is so much more enriching when you have enough confidence in your Spanish to get away from the tourist traps. Instead of some plastic, made-for-the-masses, fake experience, you can soak up the vitality of Latin America, the Caribbean and Spain, as you interact and move freely among the locals. Your new ability in Spanish is your passport to go where the tourists don't go. It's your ticket to having real conversations in Spanish for the very first time. Native Spanish speakers really appreciate your efforts to speak in their language. When people realize that you are not the typical ugly foreigner expecting them to speak English, you will be amazed how warmly you are treated. If you work with Spanish speakers, or live in a Spanish-speaking country, then this course is even more important for you than it is for travelers. It has opened many doors for many people to connect with native Spanish speakers. It has even been responsible for at least one marriage. It is always great to hear when people use my course to interact in the real world. Not everyone finds the love of their life like Kyle did. His story is in the box just to the left. However, there are many interesting ways my students use their newfound ability in Spanish. Bill told me about his off-the-tourist path, home-hosted visit to Chiapas, Mexico. Jamie said that her new ability to communicate with the parents of her students who only speak Spanish. Jan said she can now communicate with the Spaniards in Orihuela Costa, where she plans to spend her retirement. Steve and Mai have also moved to Spain. They wrote to tell me that they now have a new confidence to talk to people in their adopted country. There are many more stories. In fact, I get letters every day from people who are delighted to be communicating in Spanish for the first time. Why is this course so different? Most courses teach you grammar in chunks. You learn adverbs and qualifiers today, the subjunctive tomorrow, the progressive the day after that. Most of the time, you're just confused. You never make free-flowing sentences, and if you do manage to speak at all, it feels unnatural and stilted. Not only is this antiquated method of teaching grueling for the students, but it's horrible for the teachers as well. You'd be amazed how many teachers hate grammar-based methods. Yet they have to teach it, because it is part of the curriculum. What's worse? Grammar-based methods almost never work. If it did work, millions of people would speak Spanish as a second language. Yet, very few people are able to use their classroom Spanish to communicate. In fact, if you have tried to learn Spanish already and failed, it's not your fault. The fault lies in the ineffective methods that you have been exposed to. You see, studies show that these grammar-based methods of teaching language fail 95% of the time. Notice, I didn't say, 95% of people fail to learn Spanish. You didn't fail, the method failed. How much time have you already put into trying to learn Spanish? How much money have you invested? How disappointed have you felt about not being able to speak Spanish? Take this journey with me and I won't waste your time. I'll get you started quickly and succeeding with Spanish you can use right away. Thank you for watching. Please consider to subscribe and like. For more information, please visit the first link below.